Hey guys, welcome back to this channel. Welcome to a new kind of build. A few months back, me and Miguel over at Double Dog Games were talking about doing a post-apocalyptic buddy build. And it didn't get really beyond us chatting back and forth and passing back some cool ideas. And the other day I noticed he was building something really cool on his stream, and he started sending me pictures of renders and all this kind of stuff and pictures of models he was going to throw together, and he'd started his post-apocalyptic build. Now, he didn't tell me we were starting our builds. He just went ahead and did it. And I said, what's going on here? You know, didn't we talk about this a while ago? And he said, I got tired of waiting. So he started his. He didn't inform me. Wanted a head start, which is fine because his build is really a lot more complicated than this little Pontiac Firebird here I'm doing. He's doing like a legit, like a big old build. Very detailed too. So compared to mine, yeah, okay, fine, head start. But I'm officially announcing that this is the buddy build start for me right now. I'm going to get that on film. So, this is actually a 71 Pontiac Firebird, 1/32 scale, Atlantis kit. Can't see that because it's above the camera, but trust me, it's Atlantis. This is the kit that Miguel did send me for Christmas a couple years back. So, this is what I want to use for my post-apocalyptic vehicle. It's not a Ford Falcon, but that's okay. So, we're going to do some heavy modifications to this thing. We're not going to use a lot of the kit parts. I mean, the body, some of the frame, the interior bucket, and that's about it. We're doing a whole overhaul. First thing we're going to do is we're going to put a nice big old engine in here. A nice Chevy big block. Let's bring all the parts here. All right. And this is off the site. This is our Chevy big block. You can get it in two varieties. I chose the 632 with the automatic, the 400 automatic transmission. So I think this is all my engine parts. Nope, I still got engine parts. There's a lot of parts to this engine actually. This is Miguel's engine. This is my distributor, though, off the site. Nice little race distributor, and this little digital ignition, which you can actually, even at 1/32 scale, let's see if I can get this puppy to, yeah, you can actually still see the text in there. I don't think it'll, but there is, you can still see that, yeah, it's there it is, right there, MSD on top. Yeah, I can still see the text at 1/32 scale. So I'm going to paint this up, I'm going to dry brush it, so it'll make that pop a little more. A lot of weathering. That's why I really am going to have fun here. I haven't 100% decided which intake I'm going to use. I love the verticals and I love the horizontals. I might use these horizontals. I mean, these things just look mean. I just love how they look. But I might use these on my 1/12 Chevy build. Actually, I think I am going to use these on my 1/12 Chevy build. Not these specifically, but this kind of intake. I kind of like that better than the vertical stacks. So we're going to use the vert stacks, I think. I did break the stack, one of the stacks, but that's okay. Post-apocalypse. I just noticed my lens is very dirty. Hold on here. I'm going to clean my lens off. I'll be right back. Okay. So, using the vertical intakes. Again, broke that off. Again, don't care. Post-apocalypse. Broke off in his travels. We got the nice deep oil pan. And the block, the big old Chevy block here, with a oil filter, starter, 400, where's my 400? Yeah, this got a little wonky. That's okay, I'll just flatten that out with some sandpaper and put it on there. The thing I'm going to do with the engine, since we have all these nice pieces that have to be glued on here, is I'm gonna paint the block in a Chevy orange, give it some distress, some rust, lots of oil streaking, where the gaskets aren't quite perfect or good at all, maybe in some cases. And I'm going to paint, one of the heads is going to be the same color. I'm going to glue on one of the heads, or just paint it. So it'll be like this. This head's gonna be a different color, maybe a blue or a black, or just a different color. Basically, going to make it look like he had to cobble some of this engine together. Like the headers aren't going to be any different, but the manifolds, or the valve covers, these are going to be different. There, it's right way. See, that's 632. He managed to find two 632s, but they're not going to match. So one of them is going to be aluminum. One of them is going to be red with some aluminum dry brushing to bring out those letters, or numbers rather. So it's going to look like a kind of a the whole star is going to look Frankenstein, which is kind of the idea of a post-apocalyptic build. But the engine itself is too. The headers, I'm not sure where they're going to dump exactly yet. I got two of these. I always fat finger and break these, so I printed myself out two just in case I break one. Always nice to have a spare. So we got here's the distributor, all this stuff. The headers, I'm not sure again where they're gonna dump. I kind of want them to dump back behind this wheel well. Just have them dump out the side. These right now just currently go back. What I think I'm gonna do is take some of the kit exhaust, and I'm gonna cut it off, and I'm gonna essentially just glue it on here. I'm gonna make it look like he actually welded it on here too. So it's gonna be a nice sloppy amount of glue, the old standby testers, and make it just look sloppy like he welded it. I think I'm actually gonna paint the or whether they're all gonna be painted kind of the same, or whether the tips that come out the side differently, so it looks like he added them on after he put the headers on. So I think that's everything for the engine. As far as the body goes and the tires and wheels, here we got these big old knobbies. These are Miguel's tires and his rims, his Corvette rims. I like these vet rims, so we're gonna use them. Look at the nice little vet rim. Pop that in there. There we go. That's gonna look nice. Look mean. It's gonna go in there a little bit more too. I'm gonna do a little something on the back side here because it sits really deep in there. I don't mind that it sits deep in there because I kind of like it flush like that, as opposed to being kicked in. We're gonna raise the car up, and I think we're gonna kick these out to the side. Here, let's get this out of the box here a little bit. Show you some of this stuff. We got the here's the interior tub. I started to sand a little bit on there. The nice thing about this Atlantis kit is these tires on 1/32 scale builds or models, you usually have just plastic tires. These are legit rubber, or rather, well, vinyl. Actually legit vinyl tires, which is really cool. Gonna have these set aside because I'm not gonna use these. You see the knobbies in comparison. A lot of the chrome we're not using except for the grill. We're not going to use this bumper. We got a cooler bumper. Going to use the taillight bezels and the grill and the shifter, and that's about it from the chrome tree. The other thing we're doing is we're going to paint the body up slightly different. It's going to be flat black, but like the front fender is going to be slightly different color. It's going to be slightly different rust pattern. It's going to be like, maybe it'll be a semi-gloss black. Maybe peel the paint. We're of course going to rust up the wheel wells and along the panel here, this panel down here, this panel down here, up in front, because that's where the rust always starts. Always starts right around in here. Get some flash on here too. But yeah, I think just this fender we're going to paint differently, and the hood. The hood's going to be blue. Let's get the hood out here. So we have the hood, and we got the frame. The hood is going to be, it's going to be a blue color. We're not using a lot of this stuff. Actually, this thing right here, this alternator, very detailed for a 1/32 scale alternator. And look at that. I think the back is too. Yeah, they actually detailed the rear of the alternator here. It's a really nice part. It's hard to see, but they actually did added the detail on the back of that thing. Really cool. We're not going to use it. We're not going to use the serpentine belt. We might use these. We might have to use these. Dash we're going to use, radiator we're going to use, hose we're not going to use, and we're clearly not using this old Pontiac engine. For the frame, we're gonna have to lift it. So you got where your oh, I'm also printing up shocks for this too. We're gonna keep this in here. We're not gonna bother taking this out, but we are gonna add a different or an alternative fuel canister. But we are gonna raise it. So we're gonna put springs in here. There's no springs with the kit. Same thing with the front. We're gonna raise it. We're gonna add springs. I'm gonna try to keep this back bar. We're gonna take out the bottom of this engine. We're gonna try to keep this back mount. We're gonna try to keep as much as this front mount as we can, although that's gonna be a little tricky. But that's that. Seats. Here we got the seats. We're gonna use one of the seats. We're gonna use the driver's seat. We're gonna sand these down, these pegs. Actually, we're not gonna do anything here. We got something different going on here. So I'm gonna make the interior look all distressed and crappy and torn. And yeah, we are obviously gonna use this. We're gonna put a big old push bar. I printed out a big push bar, and we're gonna put this push bar right in here. Just gonna mount that right there. She's gonna have a big old push bar kicking out the front. I might have to cut notches in the underside here and stick this in here, but yeah, we're gonna have a big old push bar. This guy right here. What else are we doing? Oh, we got the there's a rear quarter panel. Oh, here's the filler panel. We're using the filler panel. We're using the filler panel. Let's see here. There, that's how that goes. Oh, get out of the way. That's how that goes. Something like this. Honestly, you can put this on here at pretty much any point in time. Don't need to wait for the frame. So yeah, like that. And we're going to take this, printed this bumper out, and this is going to mount on the back of here. So you got this cool looking bumper back here instead of the stock one. Let's see, what else do we got to show off? Oh yeah, here's the kit exhaust. So I'm going to take parts of this exhaust. I'm not sure what or where. Maybe even the ends here. Maybe just this. Oh, that might be cool. Have it. Yeah, I could probably marry that into there on this side. Kick it out. Yeah, kind of do something like this. Let's see here. The muffler's in the way. But do something like that. And kick it out of the maybe that'd be really cool. Just really kick it out there. That wouldn't be too maybe not. Oh gosh, I wish it was an S curve. I wish it went whoosh, whoosh, so it could go along the edge of the body, kind of run along the frame like that. Maybe I could do something like maybe I could. Oh, look at that. It does S. Maybe if I cut it at the muffler there. See, you could do that. Cut it at the muffler, and then kick it out just kind of like that. That might look wicked. Just kicking out along the edge of the panel there. That would look cool. We're going to probably do that. I like that idea. Anything else? Just we're printing right now. Printing out some other stuff. I just finished. I've got some crates, and I've got a bunch of little cans, food cans, like old Campbell's soup cans, and some dog dishes. So what I really like is Mad Max 2 is probably my favorite Mad Max movie. I liked how he had the dog in here, so we're gonna put the dog in here. We also have a jerry can here. I printed out. It fell over. There's a jerry can and more of a kind of traditional fuel can. So we're gonna put these somewhere in here. We're gonna put the crates back in here somewhere. Just gonna have to one or two of the crates. Just find room for this stuff. I might put just this in here instead of the jerry can. Or maybe I could, could always tie the jerry can to the side. Something like that. Just put the fuel can there. We're going to put a little dog blanket here. I'm printing out some dog dishes. I got a couple of dog dishes I'm going to print out. They're going to sit up here. We're gonna have a little dog blanket. I'm actually gonna use this, one of my old paint rags. See this little stained and area that's all distressed and there's paint and streaks. I'm gonna cut this out and I'm just gonna fold it up and glue it in here like it's a dog bed. I'm just gonna glue it in there, put some folds in it. That'll be cool. We got a little shotgun here. We got a little sawed-off shotgun. I downloaded a shotgun and I sawed it off and I gave it a pistol grip. So this will be somewhere in the interior here. I'm not quite sure where I'm going to put it. I might just put a hole. I might make a holster right here along the side of the tunnel before the right here, and kind of put it in the holster like that. Or maybe I'll cut a hole in here. Maybe I'll cut a hole in the well, this would kick up this little console here. Cut a hole in there and just put it in there, like mount it like this. Like you just got it right there. Or maybe mount it kind of sideways or backwards like this, so you can just reach over and grab it. So the grip is up and the barrels are down. Oops, here we go. Kind of see that. Mount it like that. What else do I got going on? I'm going to take this and built this as another fuel tank. In the second Mad Max movie, he's got the Falcon tricked out. He actually removed this whole section here of the Falcon because the Falcon's got a similar kind of window setup, and he just filled. There's two huge gas canisters right here in the back window in this back hatchback area. I kind of like that, but what I want to do is keep this. But I do want to get rid of this. I don't want to get rid of all this. What I'm going to do is cut this out rather shabbily, like he took a torch to it. He didn't cut off the spoiler, but he did cut off this area right here. And that's where this is going to sit. I'm just going to build a little recess in here, and this is just going to sit in there. I'm going to have to cut off these pins and maybe a little bit of this to accommodate, because that's exactly where this attaches into your body here. That's where those pins are, the locators. So we're going to have to edit that just a little bit right there. Yeah, those are going to have to be gone. That's fine. I'm going to put louvers across here. I'm going to take it. I'm going to make some basically mesh, wire mesh for the windows, because I want these all meshed up, and then I want louvers back here on this rear window. And let's see if I can kind of mock up what I'm thinking for a stance, for a ride stance. So I'm thinking, let's see here. These obviously can't kick these under the wheel wells, so we're going to kick them outside of the wheel wells, like that. And she's probably going to sit something like this. Something like that. And I think I'm gonna kick that in. So yeah, that's kind of what it's going to look like. Or I could even kick it up. I could just kick it up like this. Keep it kind of even. Just give it a little bit of a rake, like maybe a 5-degree rake. Kick it up like that. I kind of like how that looks too. So we'll see, because we're gonna have to do some interesting editing to the leaf springs and the this thing here. We're not gonna be able to keep these as they are at all. So I'm going to get to work, finish printing, and I'm gonna start on the build. We'll be back with episode 1, the official start of the build. This is just a build plan video. But we'll be back with episode 1, the start, next, whenever I get around to doing some sanding and some editing and getting this engine together. So, alright. Hope you guys will join me for that. And until that starts, you guys take care.